Spring has rolled in, so has my TBR card. Let's go ahead and pick my March TBR using prompts and other books I already know I'll be reading because I am in 2 book clubs and we already have those picks for the month of March. First up, we have Anatomy of an Alibi by Ashley Elston. This is a thriller. I have never read anything by this author, and in our Booked and Unbothered book club, we tend to read a lot of thrillers. It's not necessarily intentional. I think we always pick many different genres, but we end up reading a lot of thrillers. So I'm actually pretty excited about reading this one. Oop, I think this one wants to be picked. Okay, so the one that fell out was a book that's vibe doesn't match your personality. Pretty sure that's what I meant to write on there. So let's see. Okay, that doesn't match your personality at all. Well, that's hard because I feel like my personality is like all over the place, you know, just pick a day or a time or a season, you know, it changes. Out of all the books on my TBR currently, I would say this one probably doesn't fit my personality the most, just because it's like high fantasy, dark academia, and I feel like that's not usually my vibe or where my personality lands. So I think this is probably the perfect book. Also, it's the one I'm most uncomfortable with, and if we're going to go based off of least like your personality, you would assume the thing that makes you most uncomfortable is not technically attached to your personality. So Babel it is. Wish me luck. Wish me luck, because she's a thickie and it's 500 something pages and those words. Let's pick another one. This one says a book that feels like 2 a.m. energy. 2 a.m. energy. Okay, usually 2 a.m. energy is like giving chaotic, right? Like you're gonna just like read it really quickly. You're just hooked kind of thing. 2 a.m. energy is screaming something funny, but has action in it. I think that's Leather and Lark by Bryn Weaver, because the first book gave that energy, so I'm assuming the second one will. So I will go ahead and pick up the Ruinous Love Trilogy book 2 for that category. I'm actually pretty excited because I want to come back into this world, and this does give 2 a.m. energy. Usually means it's just like something you kind of got hooked and wanted to binge at 2 a.m. and this is what that kind of gives me. So we have Leather and Lark. We'll do one more TBR jar and then we'll pick a number generator for the bottom ones. That's my dog. That's her howl. A book that has a character on the cover that looks like you. And I think what I meant by that was just a person of color. They might not have to necessarily look like me, just someone of color. Ones with characters on the cover that look like you. You know what? I have a few. Okay, so I have a few. I do have a few. Okay, this is exciting. This is exciting. Okay. So first I have The Wave Takes You Home by Maria Alejandra, and there's the cover. So you could see there's a young woman on it. She has curly hair. She kind of does look like me, so I feel like that could be one. And I have been wanting to read this, so maybe. Or we have just a character that potentially looks like me or a person of color. We have Brie on the cover, and this is Blood Marked by Tracy Dion. This is the second book in the series, and I have wanted to get back into this world, so this is a potential option. Then we have August Lane by Regina Black. I mean, you can't really see her, but she has curly hair, and I feel like that's a way I could determine if she kind of looks like me. Yeah. There's so many good options. let's think about this strategically. Okay, when we look at my current TBR, we have a very dense fantasy book. We have a 2 a.m. read that's supposed to be fast and hopefully funny. Then we have an Anatomy of an Alibi by Ashley Elston, which is a thriller. Then we have a romance book by Julia Quinn, which is The Duke and I. So when I'm looking at these, realistically for fantasy, it's easier for me to read a fantasy if it's only one in a month or maybe two max. And there's potential that I'll be carrying over a book from this last month. I don't know. Maybe I'll hold off on Bloodmarked because I don't even have book 3 yet. And I want the paperback, which is coming out in March as well. So you know what? That's my excuse. We're gonna hold off on Bloodmarked because I have a high fantasy I'm already going to be reading, and I want to have the other paperback in the event that I want to read it right after I finish Bloodmarked. That's my excuse. So now we have a woman fiction book and then a romance book, August Lane. These two options based off of the prompt, which one looks most like me. Since I really can't see her face, that's probably the dead giveaway. This one has more of a face and she has like curly hair like me. So I think we're gonna go with The Waves Take You Home, and I've actually been really wanting to get to this one, and I love a beautiful, colorful cover. So this one is the winner. Okay, last but not least, we are picking our blind book. I'm gonna go ahead and just ask Siri to pick a number between 1 and 14, and whatever number she gives me is the book I will be picking. All right, Siri, can you pick a number between 1 and 14 for me? 2. A small win. She said 2. I really can't show you that because it just came up on the top screen. You're just gonna have to trust me here, okay? I have this book right here. She is very small. So 2 it is. Let's see what I'm gonna read. I don't even remember. I wrapped these a few weeks ago. What is it? Okay, we have The Body by Stephen King, and it's a short one. So we have like, it's 177 pages. So she's a short little number, and I know this is kind of the book that Stand By Me was written about. So we have a wide variety. Okay, see you. All right, so these are the books that we have picked for the month of March. Wish me luck. Some of these I'm quite afraid of, one being this one right here. Other than that, I'm really excited for this selection along with The Duke and I by Julia Quinn. But that's the month of March for me.